Welcome back to Milk Mummies, the podcast where we explore the realities of motherhood, creativity, and everything in between. Today, I'm joined by someone whose artistry and presence I deeply admire, Ingrid Mackinnon. Ingrid is an award-winning movement director, choreographer, and intimacy director whose work has been celebrated at places like Regent's Park Open Air Theatre and across the UK stage. We'll be diving into her story before motherhood, her journey into birth and support, and how becoming a mother has shaped not only her life, but also her work in the theatre industry. And I'm especially excited to explore how motherhood informs her unique approach to intimacy direction, a space where care, boundaries, and creativity all meet. So let's jump in. Hello, Ingrid.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very, very good. We're behaving ourselves, but right now Ingrid was laughing at me because I was choking for my life. Whoa, it is the season, so I'm hope that was just a tickle, but I need no bugs. I need no germs. I need no bugs right now.
Germ-free life.
Please, please. But thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
I wanted to dive into just everything about you. Just life and work, motherhood. So I'm looking forward to picking your brains on this.
Yay.
I wanted to ask, can you take us back to early in your career? What first drew you into movement, choreography, theatre, that space?
Well, I started dancing when I was a little girl. So it was my mom.
Okay.
Yeah, she put me in dance lessons when I was like 4 in Canada.
Yeah.
And I haven't stopped dancing since.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Like nonstop. And had a whole professional dance career for about 15 years. And then I got to a point where I was like, what am I doing with my life?
That old chestnut.
That old chestnut.
Question.
What's happening next? I was kind of drifting. I was auditioning, but things just weren't kind of like flowing as naturally as I had hoped.
Yeah.
And then I came across this course at Central School of Speech and Drama in movement direction. And obviously, I had the skills to choreograph. I had the skills to work in theater already because I was already working in dance and theater. But it was just a wonderful opportunity to go back and just take time and learn a new craft that still kept me in the business, but doing something different.
Yeah, I hear you.
Or being on the other side of the table.
Okay, and what was that like?
Great.
Oh yeah, less stress and pressure, or just a different kind of different kind of stress and pressure.
You know what's funny, because I feel like I finally found a bit of flow. Like I found my voice. I don't know about you, but you get to a certain point, maybe in your career or your life, in which you're quite happy to be told what to do all the time, and then you get to a point where you're like, actually, I got a lot to say here, but you have to be in the right sort of, you have to be in the right position for someone to allow, that sounds weird, allow, but I'll use that word now.
But I get you though.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To say, what do you think? And you're like, oh,
Create
great.
space for you to actually give your inputs and share.
Exactly.
Or go and take the space. But I understand what you mean.
So this course, I remember when I went to apply, my husband was like, but why? You literally been dancing and moving your whole life. Why would you go do a master's in movement direction? He was like,
yeah.
He didn't say make it make sense, but he was kind
but
of, that was
implied
was
somewhere.
Yeah. And then I actually got support from Dancers Career Development.
Nice.
They're a charity that supports dancers who are kind of transitioning into a next phase of their career.
Wow. Okay.
And it was great from day one. I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. Yeah.
I know you said you started dance at 4. What did you start? What was the first dance style you started with?
Ballet.
Oh yeah. Okay.
There's lovely pictures of me with my glasses.
Oh, cute.
You know, like 5 teeth, tutu, little pink tutu.
But proud and happy to be there.
And happy with my little ankle socks and, my little pink, I know, tap.
Adorable.
And then it was tap and then ballet, tap, jazz, and then acrobatics, and then so on and so forth.
Yeah. Okay. What did your creative life look like before you became a mum? What was that like?
Easy breezy.
Okay. Done.
Easy breezy in a way that I was like, do I want to take class today? Yeah, I'll go take class. What classes are on? I'll go take class.
Yeah.
And then after class, I'm like, oh, I have time. I'll meet you for coffee. And, I'll take this extra time to stretch. Or, you know what, this exercise would be great. I'll go and go do this thing at the gym or do this extra little thing to... And so I had time.
Yeah.
So I look back now and I'm like, oh my gosh, I had so much time. Did I waste it all? But it was, but now, on the other side of things, what I love about the creative life now is that it's organized.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
In a way that I don't think I was organized before.
I was about to ask, because there is the element of, yes, there's a lot of freedoms, and yes, there's so much you can do in your own way, in your own time, but it is true, there is a level of, you are pulled in so many different places because you're pursuing different types of opportunities or maybe every opportunity. But I can imagine if you've got more structure now, you know exactly what your time is used for and how you can use it and like how much time you've got to use, if that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's so much more focused. But I don't want to make it sound like I was unfocused.
Exactly, because that's not true. I can imagine that being that true.
I was incredibly disciplined and really focused, but I think I just had a lot more space and time. And particularly around spending time, which I think this might shift, but I think particularly around spending time with my colleagues. Like I just had more time to just hang out with other dancers and other creatives.
Yeah, okay.
In a way that I had no sense of guilt about, you know, performing and then afterward socializing and that leading into whatever it tumbled into. And it was just part and parcel of, you know, the lifestyle, you know, and now it's definitely, things have shifted significantly.
You've touched on this a little bit, but I wanted to have you, I guess, look back and describe yourself in those years, what your ambitions were like, the pace of work, your creative process, which you touched on a little bit, but what was that like for you then?
When I was a dancer? Well, the dream was to dance on Broadway. I was just saying this to somebody the other day. It's still the dream.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Okay.
Maybe I'll get on a Broadway stage and kickball change.
There we go.
Right? Tick. I'll put that on my CV.
I can do it. Did it.
Did it. Done. And I think my ambitions were to... I think something about growing up with the single mom and all the sacrifices she made, and she had some real strict rules around how I was going to spend my time.
Okay.
So I remember having to make a contract with her. I don't know what age I was, but definitely I was pretty young. And she's like, right, I'll continue to pay or attempt to pay for these dance lessons and everything that comes with it if you keep up your end of the bargain, which is get straight A's.
Okay.
And I don't know if that was just because, you know, first generation, you know, immigrant mom, Jamaican, do you know what I mean? She, education that she didn't have available to her, she was not going to joke. We weren't going to ramp with education. So I think because of that, I always had quite high bars for myself with everything else. Okay. So I think I had big dreams. I still have big dreams. I daydream quite a lot. I have an older sister. She's 10 years older, but I still spent a lot of time on my own. So I spent a lot of time just daydreaming, scheming, journaling. Nice. And I think because of that, I have quite lofty dreams. Okay. So I was quite ambitious. I went for a lot of things, and I think I'm glad, because if I hadn't said, yes, I'll jump in that plane. Yeah. Or I'll jump into the audition. Yeah. I don't think I'd be here.
I hear you. Yeah.
So I was very ambitious. I still am though.
Good. Keep it. Yeah. I don't see that going anywhere. So that's perfect. No, that's great. I'm glad that you had the space and the time to do that. As you said, you got to dream and you got to play and you got to explore and be bold and be brave in different ways. And you had that space for that. So I think that's amazing.
I mean, my mom always also too, I think she played a big part in, and this is where it's quite special actually, it's quite extraordinary, because I don't think she had this for herself growing up. But somehow she was able to impart in me in my early years that I could do anything. And not in a kind of special way, like you're special, you can do anything, you know, but in a...
Got it.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And you're like, no, you can't do everything.
You can't. She's lying to you.
Yeah. In a way, like if you work hard. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And if you're going to do this, you're going to do it 100%. Yeah. And then good things will flow. And so she just, that was just drilled into me from very young. Yeah. And has stuck with me.
Yeah, that's a dope lesson. Can you share a bit about, I'm going to fast forward. Can we share a bit about your journey into motherhood? What was pregnancy like for you and birth like for you?
Well, I should probably rewind slightly. Okay. In that it was probably about a 2-year journey. Okay. Into motherhood. Okay. We were kind of on the fence as a couple about whether we would have kids. And I hadn't really actually thought about it, like a yes or a no. I was just busy being ambitious.
Doing the things.
Living my dancing dreams, baby.
All of those things. Yeah.
And so, and then something kind of hit. I kind of reached a certain age and I was like, oh, a lot of my friends are having kids. And I was like, you know, they'd give me their kid to hold. And I'd be like, oh, things were happening. And I was like, I think we should give this a try. Yeah. So it was a 2-year journey. Okay. In that we as a couple really talked it through about what it would mean, what it would mean for us in the future, you know, like, and I'm glad we did. And then it didn't come easy.
Okay.
It didn't come easy. I didn't like just, you know what I mean? There's some people, they just look at their partner and they're like, boom.
It's happened. I just sneezed. Oh, yes. There we go.
5 kids later.
There we go. Yeah.
And that was not the case for us.
Okay.
And I think because I was probably in my like mid to late 30s when we got started on the journey through the NHS, you know, we love the NHS, but, you know, I got treated like, you know, I was geriatric and aging and, do you know what I mean? So, and even when things weren't happening right away, even though we were doing everything, you know, I was doing, you know what I mean? I was checking my temperature. I changed what I ate. You know what I mean? Friends were helping me with osteopath and acupuncture. And I mean, I was doing all the things and nothing was happening. And it was kind of all consuming. And the doctor just kept saying, keep trying. Okay. And then we did conceive and then I miscarried. Okay. And they just kept saying, keep trying. I remember one nurse said, before we can intervene, you think you have to have miscarried about 6 times.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And I was like, what?
Whoa.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
They just
I didn't know that was the...
It's a crazy number before they'll actually, if everything else presents healthy and normal, then they're like, just keep trying.
My goodness.
So I think my performing skills, you know, I'm not ashamed of this.
Go on.
My performing skills came into play in one doctor's appointment where the doctor was just really cold and was like, keep trying, you know, make sure, how many times are you having sex, you know, that kind of thing. And I just burst into tears. Like I just burst into tears. And the doctor just didn't quite know.
No, woman, emotion.
Yeah, what's going on?
Something.
Yeah. And so booked me for some extra tests.
Okay, good.
And one of these tests, the nurse discovered that I had a polyp on one of my ovaries.
Okay. And
they would never have found this
if that hadn't happened.
Yeah, and she described it as a speed bump.
Okay.
She's like, basically, you have the speed bump on your ovary. So even if a sperm and an egg are coming together, they would never survive the speed bump.
Got you. Okay.
I was like, right? She's like, so they just do a little surgery, they remove it, and we'll see.
Okay.
And about 2 months later, I was pregnant.
Pop. But yeah, but no, I'm doing this face, processing what you've just said. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that happened. I'm glad you pulled on your performance skills to take it where you needed to take it. Listen, got to do what you got to do. Yeah. So I don't know what I want to tell you. I'm really like, I'm angry at the doctor. I'm like, no, I'm really glad that you did that. And I guess was there a sense of, did it reach a point where you felt like you weren't being listened to? Was there ever an element of that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you think, and I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't think I had ever received bad care.
Yeah.
But I think there's something about the miracle of pregnancy, of conception, that is still such a miracle that I'm truly convinced that doctors and nurses don't fully, truly understand how it happens. So when you're coming to them saying, I'm doing the things you're telling me to do, and I'm still not conceiving, they just go, I don't know. Keep trying. Yeah. Like they don't have any sort of scientific, like kind of medical information to give you.
Okay.
And I found that really frustrating.
Yeah, of course, because they're the people you go to for help on things. They should have the answers. Yeah. Pressure. Sorry, guys.
And then there's a really difficult emotional journey that any woman goes on potentially who's trying to start a family and it's not happening right away. There's like there's a shame around how long it takes. A lot of women don't want to talk about it. Yeah. Because they just don't want to talk about it because it's just a lot. Yeah. It's very hard to find your tribe of people who were maybe going through a similar thing. You find each other afterwards. Yeah. But, you know, while you're going through it.
That's true.
You never really find them. You're just going through it on your own.
Yeah. You saying that is true, actually. Yeah. I have found in some of these conversations, it's true. They've found each other after the fact. And you can compare notes and things, but during it's just you. And then the few people and then you're scared to actually talk about it because the few people that you do talk about it with will give you well-meaning and well-placed advice, but it's always like, yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? remember I had a friend who was like, what you need to do is just do handstands afterwards. And I was like, okay, thank you. Yes, on that, add that to the list.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you're doing a whole 6-hour ballet.
There we go.
Every time.
Get off me quick, I gotta go.
Gotta do my handstand, drink this tea, drink hot water, take a cold shower, walk for 2 miles and meditate. And apparently that's supposed to help. And it's not that, actually.
Yeah.
It was like some sort of scientific polyp that it didn't matter how much tea I drank. It was not going. It was not going to happen until this had been taken care of. So, yeah, I'm grateful, and I'm so grateful for our journey, and I absolutely adore our son, and he is perfect. But it's hard. The journey to motherhood is hard, and I think, we just don't talk about it enough. Yeah,
I agree. Even just every aspect of it. I think there's so much information on how not to fall pregnant. No. But when you flip it and now you're in that journey, you have to find things out on the go, in the moment. And we just don't, I don't think there's enough info about everything about this. And if we're in a space where right now in society we're having kids a lot older, I don't think we have enough info to support us in that space either.
Yeah.
So, I fully agree with that. And even things like the whole geriatric pregnancy and stuff, it's like, that, why is that the term? Like, because again, I know how it riles people up in so many different ways, because like, this is not the case. I know I'm not 25, but oh my God, it's okay. So it's just like, there are just lots of things where it's like, I hope that the changes that are being implemented, I hope that they're coming swiftly, and I hope that there's more of it coming, because it's always a shame, or it's always sad when you are hearing people's journeys and stories into it, where there's just this element of, it's not quite a lack of support and it's not quite a lack of care, but there's just that lack there that really does leave a lasting impression on what their journey was like. That bit is the bit that I think kind of sucks. And even the stat that you said about, or the info about you need to have 6 miscarriages before we actually go, okay, maybe something isn't quite working here, is wow.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Absolutely wild.
6 times, that's 6 heartbreaks. That's
too much. That's way too much for any couple, any person to have to bear. So but here we are.
With what the journey was like into pregnancy and motherhood, and maybe soon after, what was your support systems like, whether it's family or friends or community or professional networks? What did that look like?
I mean, I was also studying my MA.
Okay, yes.
When I became pregnant. Yeah. So I actually had a really good support network while I was pregnant. Gently encouraged to just keep doing what I was doing. You know what I mean? No one in my community treated me like a geriatric mom. So I was still able to, However, my husband was like, please don't, this is not the time to start cycling to work. Fair enough. He's seen me on a bike, so fair enough. But yeah, I got lots of support from, the kind of dance community, and I didn't lose work.
Nice.
Do you know what I mean? I was still teaching Pilates. I was still teaching. I was still...
Were you worried about that at all?
I wasn't, actually. Nice, I wasn't. And maybe that was the benefit of being a little bit older. I just kind of just carried on. There was never a conversation. I was like, I'm pregnant. Great. So...
Next class.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I should let you know I'm pregnant. Okay, great. But I think where I felt the lack of support, because there definitely was a lack of support for me, was when he arrived.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think I hadn't quite realized that, because my family's in Canada and my husband's family is in Scotland.
Okay.
And so we don't have any immediate family here in the UK to help us. So and I think maybe being slightly older parents, and again, that seems weird, we weren't even old, but you know what I mean? But I think something about being at the age you are, people just kind of like leave you to it.
Got you.
Yeah. So I have a lot of friends who had already had kids, so they were like past that. And then friends and I had a lot of friends, really dear friends, who had no interest in having kids or were not in a position to have kids. So they were just like, well, I'm not going to become the default auntie.
Yeah. I don't have to. So
do you know what I mean?
Of
course, I want to meet him, but I'm not going to become the default.
I'll see him, but
you got that energy and that sense. It's not a bad thing, and of course they shouldn't all of a sudden become. Do you know what I mean?
Of course,
your caregiver.
Yeah.
Because it was our decision to make. So I think that's where we really struggled and still struggle. It's still struggle is probably a strong word, but it
a juggle, I
requires
guess.
a juggle.
Yeah, that's my new
Rather,
word.
it's a softer struggle. Juggle.
There we go. Yeah. That's my word of the month. It's true.
But it's more like a Cirque du Soleil level juggle.
Got you.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a proper, I mean, the Google Calendar is intense.
Yeah,
the negotiations constantly from week to week, day to day about who's doing what, who's taking care of what has not stopped since day one. And, you know, there's still an enormous amount of guilt for me as I pursue my career from time to time.
Okay.
Because if I'm out doing something, it looks really great and glamorous and successful, then it means I'm either paying someone to take care of my child or my husband's taking care of, and he's not being able to do the things that he wants to do because he's in that caretaking position. So yeah, it's tricky. And then you have like hopes and dreams of, you know, people, I don't know, TV, films. They paint this picture of like this tribe that's going to emerge.
Magically turn up and be there consistently. And they kind of do when baby's born.
Who are these people?
I don't know.
Where are they?
The thing is, I feel like there's a huge wave of excitement. Oh, baby, blah, 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 whatever. Some people who are mums or maybe new mums also remember that, okay, make sure we check on mum as well.
Yeah.
Some people might bring you food, whatever else. And then there's almost like this unspoken rule, then they just all disappear.
They literally vanish.
And you don't know when it's coming. I didn't know that was going to happen. And not that people were like in my space constantly, whatever else, but it really just went from
silence.
And you're like, oh.
These long days of
it's just me. Okay, it's me. Okay, got it. That's fine. So I remember quite distinctly, and I say to people, yeah, that's gonna happen. Like, just don't be surprised. It doesn't mean that people don't care or they don't love you anymore. It's just
they go back to their lives.
Yeah, you're good now.
I'm so grateful for. We tried to do the NCT.
Got you.
And
How
we
was
met.
That for you?
Well, we met a few amazing couples, and then some. It's just a different. We're in different places in our lives. You know what I mean? When you kind of had conversations, you're like, oh, and I think it's because of where we were living at the time. I was like, you have a what? And you have what? Oh, we don't. Oh, so we just didn't. There were some folks we didn't gel with, and other folks that we had amazing time with.
Got you.
But that also only lasted for like that kind of like lovely honeymoon period of a year. And then they fizzled. And then actually the dream has been, I have a girlfriend who's still a girlfriend now.
Nice.
That we met doing baby yoga.
Very cute. Wholesome. Love
it. And again, my mom, thank you. She gave me money, not being here. She's like, "What? Go out and meet people."
Yeah.
So she's like, do a yoga thing. And and I met a really great pal. We wouldn't have met if we both were not in this class.
Got you.
Just through life, just our paths wouldn't have crossed. And our boys are still friends, and we're still girlfriends.
That's nice.
And that's really dreamy.
Yeah.
And I love her dearly. But that's like rare, you know?
Yeah. I hear that. I think I have made some new mummy friends. I'm not making any more friends. I've got all the friends that I need. So that was very funny. I was very wrong. But I'm curious to see in years to come if I have that, like whoever I met while I was a mom, and if our kids are friends.
If they still go with you.
Yeah.
And I think my friendship and my community need was compounded with the fact that I was still relatively new to the UK.
Yeah. Right.
Like I don't have long, deep roots here. Like all my deep roots are either in Canada or the US. So there's also that. So the friends I had met was like still fairly fresh and new, 3 or 4 years. And then I became a mom. They're like, oh, okay, well, you're busy. Bye.
So it's like that village is, you're having to make that as you go, rather than, I guess, what you perhaps may have imagined having pre-being here.
Yeah, this is where TV and film just did you dirty.
Yeah.
Did you dirty. You know, people were just gonna like drop off lasagna on the doorstep. Who are these people? Who makes lasagna for people? I'm still waiting. Anyway.
Ingrid is still waiting, guys. Prove her wrong.
Anybody, I like lasagna. Feel free to send me lasagna.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, was that difficult to do? I guess not having the village that you thought you would have.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's still difficult. But it's all right. I mean, as Maxwell grows and he's going through, primary school, you're making new friends, and he's part of grassroots football, and
Yeah.
so we're making so you're making community as
you go.
as he goes.
Yeah.
So but you have to have a certain. Well, it's just as an adult, all of a sudden you have to be like, "Hi, I am." It's back to the playground.
Hi.
Hello, hi.
We have things in common. Let's be
do you want to go for coffee?
Should we do it?
Yeah.
Don't cancel. Can we do it?
You know what I mean? Yeah. Do you make lasagna?
I want some. I do. With everything that you, I guess, have been going or went through at the early stages of, I guess, motherhood, pregnancy, birth, up into that space, were there anything that you weren't prepared for, the things that you weren't prepared for, have any of those lessons stayed with you today? Are they still relevant today? That was such a twisty question. I'm so sorry.
There's lots about like, shift of identity, deep, right? Like, I think I was able to reflect now that I went through like a couple of shifts of identity all at the same time.
Okay.
So like I changed my identity from being like dancer, performer, to movement director, choreographer.
Yeah.
At the same time, I went from being like carefree, breezy Ingrid to like mom. So it all happened at the same time. So I think it took me a while to go through sort of grief of like my former self. So I can kind of like, this sounds so, I'm like, even as the words are about to come up, I'm like, so I shed myself.
Love it. It's dramatic and creative. I'm here for it. You became you were a new being, a new person.
Peeled away.
Precisely. I get it. But it's so striking and so visual. I know exactly what you meant. It was perfect.
It all happened kind of at the same time.
Yeah.
Which I'm really grateful for. Because it wasn't like bumpy. It just,
big and...
Yeah, it was big and bold, which is great. And I love this Ingrid.
Yeah.
Because this Ingrid is very different to Ingrid maybe, even 15 years ago.
Yeah, how so?
I am louder.
Nice, okay.
I mean, I was always loud. I've always been known for having the loudest laugh in the room and cackle. Do you know what I mean? But I will speak in a way before I would speak in my brain.
Got you. Okay. I know that, yeah.
And now I will, put my hand up in rooms and put myself forward for things. And I will take space. And
nice.
It sounds so like, but yes.
No, but it's clear and it's, no, I get what you mean. It doesn't sound so like, I'm just mimicking you now. It doesn't sound that at all. It sounds, that's what it should be. Sorry, editing. Sorry, guys. That's how it should be. That's what's done. Like, you're taking space and you're using your voice more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still maintaining a bit of my joie de vivre, my, and joy that I just have for just living.
Yeah.
That still remains. But I have a bit more focus. Nice. I'm a little bit less nervous. I believe in myself a little bit more. Well, a lot more. Actually, not a little bit more. A lot more.
A lot more. Yeah. You like that? I like that spot. Yeah. Perfect. How did becoming a mum shift your perspective with your career and the industry, theatre industry?
Gosh, this is good because it brought up boundaries.
Okay.
So before I was like easy breezy.
Yeah.
And then, Maxwell, I think when I went back to work, he was only he was less than 6 months old.
Okay.
And it was very part-time, but I had very clear boundaries about what I could do, where I could take him, what rooms I would take him in. And I was so grateful for the generosity of these choreographers and movement directors and creatives who allowed me to have a child in the space.
Yeah.
But also, I needed to make sure that the place was suitable.
Yeah.
So I had really clear boundaries, which have continued. So in order for me to even work when he was really little, I had to, he was in nursery a couple of days a week. And because of, my husband's work, it was up to me to get him to from nursery. So I had to drop him off and I could only get to rehearsal at this time, which meant I need to leave by 4. I had looked at the train schedule, leave by this time.
Yeah.
So I was so boundaried in a way that was actually quite useful because my time wasn't wasted. I didn't waste time. In a way before I'd be like, yeah, sure, I can be there.
Yeah.
And just And then even though, I was looking at my watch going, I probably should have left an hour ago. Yeah, cool, no worries. Yeah, totally, I'll wait. Yeah, fine. Now I'm like, no, I have to go. So this will have to pick this up tomorrow.
That's it. Non-negotiable.
So yeah, non-negotiable, actually, in a way that before I was trying to be really accommodating. And now with my agent, who also knows exactly how important my family is to me, yeah, it's a non-negotiable. It's like, if that's not going to work, then I think I can't be on your project. So thankfully, touch wood, that I have worked with collaborators and on teams that have been supportive. Yeah. I talk about the fact that I'm a parent all the time. Oddly, there's not a lot of parents working in theatre. Not as many as you think. Yeah. Okay. Not like in a way that, like, I know my husband used to work in the office. Yeah. And he would, like, people always talking about their kids. And you go into a theatre room, it's actually not as many people who are, it's either men who have kids. Yeah. And I think there's a different dynamic. I think when it's like fathers who are in a relationship with kids, sometimes it's different. Okay. I can only say it from our family. There's a kind of there's a energy where men are just, especially when the kids are little, like, can I go to work? Okay. Where women are like, no, I'm the one that's got to pick up. Yeah. I'm the one that's thinking about food and clothes and this, that, and the other. Or you're working with like actors or performers who just haven't been able to start a family yet because that would require a break from work. Okay. And they just don't, it's not the same sort of setup. So there's not actually as many parents working in theatre because of the lack of support and understanding about being a parent in the industry. Which is a little bit sad. Yeah. And I think those who are able to do it, it's like, it's hard. And then all of them, again, don't have a space to talk about how hard it is. Yeah. They just get on with it. Yeah.
I hadn't considered that actually at all. I just, no, I guess I did have assumptions just working. I just assumed that it would be, if you decided to become a parent or to have a family and you are in our creative space, you're figuring it out, you're doing the juggle, you're making it work. But I hadn't actually considered if there'd be like almost like a lack of, or if there'd be less people. I don't know if the further up you go, because I'm thinking about you at director level, if maybe if in that space there's less, or if it's just less in general. I hadn't considered that.
Well, there's like, I mean, it's unforgiving, right? Like, I think once you get to a certain level and you kind of trying to rise up the ranks, as it were, like, there's a certain level where you can be like, no, I can't do this, or I need to leave early. But then you start to like move up and it's like, actually, now you need to be there, which then means you're missing everything. Yeah. Which means if you don't have a support, like extended family members who can just step in and take care of everything, or you can't afford nannies or those kind of things to be able to pick up your child from school, like just basic things. Yeah. It becomes really challenging. And sometimes, you can be working on a production and, between rehearsal and then the technical period to get a show up, that's like 6 weeks to 2 months of you need someone else to take care of your kid. That is a huge ask. It's not like a random Tuesday.
No. Yeah, that's so true. I guess you touched on this a little bit now, really, but I wanted to ask you, were there moments where motherhood created obstacles or opened new doors for you professionally?
Well, I would say it's definitely opened doors for me professionally because, well, I talk about it.
Yeah. Creating space for that.
Yeah. So I think that's exciting. There's lots of people who are interested in the fact that, you're a working mom in theatre and how are you doing it? Yeah. What's the secret sauce? I'm like, there is no secret sauce. There is no secret sauce.
You just don't stop. That's the secret.
Right? You get up and you pray. So I think that, I mean, it's, brought me doing things like this. You know what I mean? I would, I think because I'm a working parent who loves to talk about being a working parent. It's definitely brought new and exciting opportunities my way. I can bring a perspective into the room sometimes when I'm working on shows because, you're a parent, you're a mom, and it's like, oh, no one else is, well, I can actually speak from experience, X, Y, Z, which is really helpful and useful. Boundaries are that, like I was saying earlier about, I don't spend as much time, like, sometimes when things come up, like a social event or, drinks or stay for dinner, or I tend to, at this point, particularly because he's still quite young, I tend to choose family, which means, I'm missing out.
On that side of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And will that always be the case? I don't know. I keep telling myself that there'll be a time where he's like, bye, Mom.
Go, Mom, just go.
Yeah. He's like, well, he's got things going on. So then,
you have his social calendar, his social network. And
so that's kind of like how things are for right now. That I'm just, I'm not the one who's always going to be staying after.
Yeah.
Which a lot in our industry is still, connections are made.
Staying after.
Relationships are made. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's the bit that for me personally, I think I'm trying to understand how I'm going to be navigating that space or not. Zena is now 3. I think we're still juggling. I was about to say we've got a handle on. We haven't got a handle, no. We're still having to figure out who's got who's got this. Are you in the country this time? You're not. Yeah. We're still having to juggle that. So in terms of anything, networking, staying behind, anything like that, it's also definitely okay, I'm gonna do it this time, and the next time you get to do it, it's still a jigsaw puzzle. So
you're not free. You're not in that kind of free way where like I'll stay because I want to. And even if you do stay, let's not be fooled. There's no parent who has a child under the age of 10 that even if they're out carrying on, having a good time, that their next day is going to be their own. Someone is waking them up.
My daughter's here with me.
You're right.
Hi, Mama.
Exactly.
She talks to me here
and has needs and could care.
Yeah. Yes. So
how late you went to bed?
There we go. So you have to figure out what do you want? What's the payoff? What do you want to do here?
It's actually not worth it.
She'll be up at 7 or 6 and she will have a chat with you first thing. So it's like I have to just miss all those things for now. Yeah. Okay. Do you think actually you've answered this already, but I was gonna lean on the idea of support in the arts and theatre. Do you think that the arts or theatre have gives enough support to mums, or what changes would you like to see?
Well, I mean, I think I don't know. I think all mums have so many different needs, right?
Yeah.
And I've come across so many people who have different levels of support. Where, like, for instance, I'm like, wow, how are they doing that? It's amazing. They're like traveling and doing, and part of me is like really curious. You know, when you see people like thriving, I'm like, yes. And then my brain goes, but who's helping them? How are they? And then I find out that they have this like army of support.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, we all love Beyonce, but then we find out, of course, but Beyonce has a team.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like, I think we have to like understand that there's people who have teams and people who don't have teams, and it'd be great for like producers and institutions to maybe ask parents what they might need. I think there's like small things that certain directors I've worked with have done, and I don't think they've done it because they're trying to help parents.
Okay.
I don't think. But it certainly has helped me as a parent.
Yeah.
They've just had different working hours.
Yeah.
Rather than starting at 10, rehearsal starts at 11. Rather than finishing at 6, it finishes at 4.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll be happy to sacrifice that lunch hour.
Yeah.
Or, do you know what I mean? Or change my, I don't need another tea break.
Let's just keep going. No, I get you.
I mean, not in a sense that I want to overwork people, but do you know what I mean? Yeah. It can make a massive difference to a working parent's ability to be full-time on a job.
Yeah.
If the hours were just 11 till 4, we can make a school drop-off or a nursery drop-off and still not come in like we've come out of like a storm.
I know, frazzled
because trains have been canceled, this, you know what I mean? And then we can still like get our person from whatever care they've been in at a reasonable time and still provide, some sort of home life for them and then still be able to catch up on a little bit of work before we go to bed.
No, I hear you. Yeah.
So
it's true, as you said, if the time structure is slightly different, you're still getting a committed, focused performer in that concentrated burst of time, and they're still able to factor in their lives. Because we all
have lives. And it's not even just about like, caring for being a mom. I mean, there's people who have caring duties, like they have, elderly, aging parents that they care for, or, siblings that they care for a variety of reasons. So I think it would benefit all of us actually to rethink about how we just structure our working day, particularly in the creative industries where we can be creative. Why do we have to work 9 to 5, 10 to 6?
Exactly.
Sort of
we can do anything.
We can do anything we want.
That's what we do. It's true. No, that's such a very key point. I do hope there are more of those conversations happening. I think anyone I've spoken to theatre-wise, it does sound quite mixed in terms of, I think, any changes they're seeing in regards to supporting parents, I think. Whereas I don't know if it's maybe with production on film and TV, I don't know if it feels like there's always more. There are parents around.
Yeah.
So there's that kind of support in numbers, I suppose.
Yeah.
So things can get, if my agent says a job I'm working on, like they will factor things in or they'll ask things.
Yeah.
Which has been wonderful additions. I've always, with me becoming a mum, I just knew I'm going to figure this out and that's it.
Yeah.
But whenever there's been that extra support or question, that was always a wonderful bonus and they've worked with you. But then when I'm on the job, I find out that there are also quite a few parents on there. So there's a sense of a type of community that's forming, a space that's being created. So yeah.
I think that's wonderful. I think there is a little bit in theatre, but you really have to flesh it out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like a little tea break, someone's like, I think I heard you say something about being a parent. How old is your? And then it's like no one wants to talk about it. It's like people want to just keep it kind of quiet.
Is it still that worry of your work is impacted if you have a kid or family? That whole thing.
I feel like people do worry.
Yeah.
I don't. Not so much that anyone speaks about it, but they just get a sense that people do worry. And you just feel the stress, like you'll talk to an actor, that's like, like their little person was sick but they're there in rehearsal and you just feel their stress.
Yeah.
Like they felt like they couldn't just take the day off.
Yeah.
Because, well, I don't know, like, what?
Are you reliable? Are you not? Is something always going to come up? I can see those worry things happening, but
in a way that if you had an office job, you can just be
Yeah.
like, I can't come in today.
that's it.
That meeting will just have to, sorry. But whereas, there's like a kind of theater rehearsal, all of a sudden it just becomes the most important thing in the world. And it's not. It is not.
I hear you.
The show can go on.
Yeah, it's
Always.
true. This is true. No, and hopefully people will find their voices in that space and feel comfortable and confident to be able to voice these things and know that it's not a detriment. Like we're also people at the end of the day. People will be understanding. If they're not, that's fine. Then maybe you know, okay, this isn't the kind of space I need to work in or the types of people I need to be working with.
Yeah.
Which also isn't a problem. That's just realities of life. But I hope people continue to find their voices to be able to be comfortable and confident to say this and this is happening because I do have a child or I do have these commitments and I need to be able to fit that in with what I'm doing here.
Yeah, hopefully.
so.
But also too, on top of that, let's be honest, theater, we're not like, no one's raking in the money and children are expensive. So that's also a massive barrier, I would imagine. And I think it's even bigger in dance.
Yeah.
With the time period that dancers have where their bodies are most optimal to get work, compounded with the idea that, dancers still tend to be bottom of the barrel in terms of like how they're remunerated for their skill.
Okay.
So those two things together, it makes it very hard for, a young dancer to go, I'm just going to start a family while I'm young and then get back into it. It's very hard. You end up dancers going all the way until they get to their mid to late 30s and then going, okay.
Maybe I will.
And then hoping that they can actually start a family after all of that, which is sad.
Yeah.
But, talk about something nice.
Intimacy director.
Sweet.
Okay. Intimacy fun. Like any intimate scene on set is never. Sorry, I know it's very, very mechanical and very hit the mark, hit this. Da. So you, as an intimacy director, how do you navigate that space? How do you help create a safe, respectful space for actors in there when they're vulnerable like that?
I think the intimacy work that I do might be unique. I work in theater. And I really like to think of it as a creative role.
Nice.
And a creative role with a little seasoning of safeguarding.
Okay.
And because of that, I think I want the safeguarding issue to be upheld by everyone in the room.
Nice.
And not just me. And I just hope that when I'm doing intimacy work on a theater production, I hope that my presence is a reminder that it's not just Ingrid's responsibility, but it's everyone's responsibility to look out for the well-being of everyone in the room. So there's that. I I kind of draw from my movement and dance background when I'm doing intimacy work. So I try not to have it too robotic.
Okay.
But I think that's mainly because of the nature of the difference between film and TV and theater. Theater, they need to do it 8 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? For a live audience.
Live.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's no special camera angle to give them that look. You know what I mean? And there's no post-edit
What it is.
with a special sound on top, with music playing on top. There's none of that. They're just there on stage in front of everybody.
Yeah.
So we need it to feel organic. They need to feel like it's something that they can repeat and they can repeat safely, and also that they can repeat with like an understudy or a cover who might go on last minute that they're not connected to through doing it regularly with. So it needs to be something that feels like choreography. So it can feel quite organic and flowy, and actors would be like, is it like, where do I put my hand? I'm like, well, where is your character putting your hand? Because like, it's got to come from you, because I'm not going to be there doing it. It's going to be you.
There we go. Has becoming a mom changed how you approach intimacy work?
There's been times where I'm like, I wonder if Maxwell will end up watching this. I had to take him to a rehearsal where he didn't come in the rehearsal. He sat outside in the green room, and I had to explain to him what I was going in to do. He was like, I shrugged his shoulders. He was just like, yeah, whatever.
Cool. Have fun, Mom. Bye.
Bye. I don't know if it has. I mean, I think maybe in the way that I communicate with people, because I'm constantly communicating with a young person. Yeah. And I think it's really important. Part of the work with intimacy is how you communicate and how the people who are doing any sort of intimate choreography communicate with each other constantly, not just about the work, but just, before they do the work, after they do the work. Yeah. So I think, my level of communication, my skills of communication have improved since becoming a mom, because you can't just be like, just do it. Particularly nowadays, I don't know about you, but we soft parent. We can't parent the way that we were parented, which was just different. Pick up a shoe.
This face.
You know what I mean? Get the spoon. Get the spoon. Just get the spoon. That was
wooden spoon on the belt.
You know what I mean?
Those are my guys. Yeah.
We don't do that anymore. We need to talk to our children and explain our feelings and have them explain their feelings. And so because of that, there's still a little element of that sometimes when I'm in rooms of listening to people and having them explain their needs and communicating what's required of this artistically and for the story and how to make it happen creatively. It's like trying to get your child to eat vegetables.
Got it. Has motherhood deepened your understanding of the body, boundaries, or care in ways that show up in your creative practice?
I mean, I've always loved the body. I have a BA in kinesiology as well.
Ooh. What's that?
It's the study of human kinetics and how the body moves through space. And so I spent 4 years in Canada studying that ages ago. Yeah. So I've always loved the body. Okay. And being a dancer, I've always just loved the body. I think many years ago when I was 9, my mother suffered a massive stroke, an aneurysm, and she lost her ability to speak and had to relearn how to talk. Yeah. And so from the age of 9, I probably was like caretaking alongside my sister, from a very early age. So I probably developed a lot of skills from that. Okay. And on top of that, I've always been teaching dance for quite a long time. From like babies up until the geriatrics. Me and the geriatrics hanging out. And I love them all. So I think all of that combined now with being a mom who sometimes I have to just remember that I have to just explain something to somebody who doesn't know. Like he doesn't know. So I have to sit down and explain. On top of that, with all my knowledge, actually has made me I've turned into quite a good communicator. Yeah,
amazing. Good.
I'd like to think people tell me that I'm calm.
Okay. Do you feel calm? Do you think
I
you're
don't?
calm?
I'm like a swan. Underneath it's like, but on top I'm like elegant and regal. But I think that's a compliment. I think it's good. I want people to feel a sense of calm when I'm trying to explain something to them that could otherwise be quite complicated. Yeah. And people have a really complicated a lot of people have a very complicated connection to their bodies for a variety of reasons.
Okay.
And particularly when you're working with movement or intimacy and people have been told things about their bodies by coaches, dance teachers, acting coaches, parents, family members, that all of a sudden you're asking them to shed that and step into a character who portrays a certain thing about that character's body. You have to be really patient with people as they go through that journey to be able to go back to my skin, put on that skin confidently. Yeah, they shed it, they put it on, but you have to, like, it takes time.
Yeah.
You know, so I think, and I'm very aware of that from like my childhood, of how long it takes for people to be able to get to a place in their life where they're just comfortable. So yeah, lots of factors.
If you could give advice to other mothers working in creative industries, what would it be?
Ask for help.
Okay, done.
Ask. Don't be afraid. Literally, don't be afraid.
Yeah.
I have a friend now. Actually, it's my mum friend, Jen. Jen, what's up, girl? And she's always like, just ask.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Because the worst that someone could say is just no.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, no, I can't help you. You know, but now you've identified that you might have this need. So actually, then if you need help another time, they might be able to help you the next time.
Yeah.
Because now they know you have that need.
Yeah.
You walking around, it's like obvious that you think it's obvious you need help. But you're probably moving around the world like a bit of a swan, and people can't tell.
Can't see it.
Particularly nowadays with like mummy culture, everyone's got their coffee and their little cute buggies, and mummies are all snatched back, and their cute outfits. They look like they have it together.
Yeah.
And actually, as we know, in those dark days when you're just like at home, no one's calling you, no one's writing to you, you're with a young person that can't speak, but has all the energy of someone who can, needs you 24/7.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So, and if you don't ask for help, no one's going to know that you need it.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
Literally.
No,
so ask
that's
for
really good advice.
help.
Yeah. I guess lastly, would you hope he sees and learns from the way you navigate your career in motherhood?
Well, it's so beautiful now because he comes to rehearsal every now and then, and he comes to see the shows I'm working on, which is great. And then we talk about whether he likes it or not. Sometimes he's like, yeah, whatever. And other times he's like,
dagger to the heart.
Know,
Okay, it's fine, whatever.
And other times he's like, no, mommy, that was really good, you know, or your part was the best.
Oh,
I'm like, yay, you get McDonald's. But yeah, I what I want him to see is that you can, like, kind of basically what my mom taught me and showed me. You know, if you really love something, you work hard at it.
yeah.
You walk through the world with kindness and a bit of joy in your heart and love. Good things will happen to you. You know, good things will happen to you. You can't guarantee that there's going to be some sort of wild success, whatever that looks like. But like, you will live a very happy and content life. So I want him to just, whatever, I hope that he sees me working hard. I love that. There was a whole point where, because his dad works from home now, there was a whole point when he was little, he thought only I worked.
Oh, wow.
He's like, Daddy just stays at home all day. Mommy's the only one that works, which we thought was hilarious.
I love how they see things. That's brilliant.
It's great, isn't it? And now he understands. But
yeah.
I just love that he sees that, like, I work hard, and he sees that, you know, and he sees that we work hard, and then we also play hard, and we have lots of fun, and we do other things. That's because we work hard.
Yeah.
And so Maxwell, you can do anything you want, baby.
Anytime.
When you watch this in 20 years.
Amazing. No, Ingrid, thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
No, I'm really, really glad you just got to shed some light on all things theatre, dance, and the challenges that sit in that space and what you faced. And I think you said a lot of valuable things that people are going to learn from.
Hopefully.
Which is why I have this podcast. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to keep up with Ingrid and her other projects, you can connect with her on LinkedIn and follow her theatre work under Ingrid Mackinnon. And to all the mamas listening, remember, your story, your work, and your creativity still matters deeply in this season of life. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend, leave a review, and follow Milk Mummies on Insta for more conversations and community. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.